Welcome back to Next Audiobook Shorts. In a global landscape defined by chronic distraction, digital sedation, and the glorification of the average, the true elite understand a singular, uncompromising truth. The battle for the day, and by extension, the battle for your ultimate legacy, is won or lost in the silent, hallowed hours before the sun crests the horizon. Most people inhabit a state of reactive entropy. They wake to the predatory screaming of notifications, surrendering their primary cognitive assets and their initial dopamine reserves to the agendas of others. This is the hallmark of the mediocre and the fundamental tragedy of the masses. Today, we are decoding the definitive manual for world-class human performance, the 5 a.m. Club by Robin Sharma. This is not merely a lifestyle suggestion. It is a total systemic overhaul of your biological, psychological, and spiritual architecture. If you can command your morning, you can command your destiny. The elite do not wait for the day to happen. They dictate its terms with surgical precision. It is time to join the 5 a.m. Club. Chapter 1. The foundation of the elite experience is built upon the victory hour. From 5 a.m. to 6 a.m., the world exists in a state of the holy hour, a period of rare atmospheric stillness where your brain is at its most neuroplastic and fertile. During this window, you move from being a passive consumer of information to a master architect of reality. While the masses remain sedated by sleep or paralyzed by early morning digital scrolling, you are engaged in the rigorous construction of your four interior empires. Most high performers make the fatal error of focusing exclusively on mindset, their intellectual framing and cognitive beliefs. But the elite know that a mindset without a heartset, your emotional equilibrium and capacity for gratitude, is brittle, hollow, and prone to burnout. A heartset without a healthset, your physical vitality, cellular energy, and longevity, is incapable of sustained execution at the highest levels. And a healthset without a soulset, your connection to your timeless purpose and spiritual alignment, is devoid of the gravity required for true generational leadership. To be truly uncommon, you must cultivate these four empires with the precision of a master craftsman. Your mindset is the software of your logic. Your heartset is the purity of your intent. Your healthset is the engine of your ambition. And your soulset is the compass of your soul. When these four pillars are in perfect symmetry, you become an unshakable force of nature, immune to the trivialities of the world. Stop looking outward for validation and start building the fortress within. The dawn is your laboratory for greatness. Chapter 2. The tactical blueprint for the victory hour is the 20/20/20 formula, a methodology designed to trigger a profound biochemical shift within the first 60 minutes of your day. This is not a suggestion. It is a biological requirement for those who seek to dominate their field. The first 20-minute block is dedicated to intense movement. From 5 to 5:20, you must induce a physical sweat. This is about neurochemistry, not vanity. Vigorous movement triggers the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurotrophic factor, a protein that acts as miracle-grow for your brain, repairing neurons and accelerating learning. It simultaneously flushes the system of cortisol, the hormone of fear and stress, while flooding the prefrontal cortex with dopamine and serotonin. You are essentially rewiring your brain for courage before the rest of the world has even opened its eyes. The second block from 5:20 to 5:40 is reserved for deep reflection. This is the sanctuary of silence. Through meditation, contemplative journaling, and strategic visualization, you stabilize your heartset and soulset. This period of reflection provides the meta-perspective required to navigate a chaotic world without losing your center. The final block, from 5:40 to 6 o'clock, is for aggressive growth. You must feed your mindset by studying the masters, consuming high-level philosophy, and expanding your professional knowledge base. By 6 a.m., while your competition is just beginning to struggle with the snooze button, you've already optimized your biology, centered your spirit, and sharpened your intellect. You haven't just started the day. You have already claimed victory over it. Chapter 3. Elite performance is not the result of luck or inheritance, but the direct outcome of the 10 rituals of daily genius. To ascend to the top 1% of the 1%, you must abandon the cult of busyness, which is merely a sophisticated form of distraction, and enter the circle of mastery. The first ritual is the tight bubble of total focus. This is your digital fortress. In an age of algorithmic distraction, your attention is your most valuable asset. You must protect it with military-grade discipline. This means zero notifications, zero interruptions, and zero shallow communication during your peak hours of creative output. The second ritual is the rule of 90/90/1. For the next 90 days, you must dedicate the first 90 minutes of your professional day to your singular, most impactful project. This ensures that your best hours are given to your best work, rather than being bled away by administrative noise and the demands of others. The third ritual is the 60-10 method. Human focus is not linear. It is rhythmic and ultradian. Work in 60-minute cycles of hyperintensity, followed by 10-minute periods of absolute recovery. This honors your biological rhythms, preventing the cognitive fatigue and attention residue that plagues the average worker. The elite do not grind until they break. They perform at the peak of their capability and then recover with equal intensity. You must view your energy as a finite, non-renewable resource and stop leaking your power into the trivial tasks that populate the lives of the many. Chapter 4. The path to global mastery is paved with a 5-3-1 practice. This is the discipline of systemic consistency over a long-term horizon. Most people are marathon talkers but sprint workers. They possess grandiose dreams but lack the daily architecture to realize them. The elite, conversely, are quiet builders who understand the power of compounding. The 5 represents your 5 daily micro-wins. Every single morning, identify 5 small, tactical victories that you will secure before the sun sets. This activates the momentum effect, where small successes compound into a massive sense of self-efficacy and psychological power. The 3 identifies your 3 core strategic goals for the next quarter, your big rocks. The 1 signifies your 1 non-negotiable mission for the year, your Mount Everest. By deconstructing your grandest visions into these daily, manageable increments, you make the achievement of greatness a mathematical certainty rather than a hopeful dream. Mastery is not about the sudden, dramatic leap. It is about the relentless aggregation of marginal gains. As the club's philosophy states, small, daily, seemingly insignificant improvements, when done consistently over time, yield staggering results. Do not be overwhelmed by the height of the mountain. Master the next 10 feet. 1% improvement per day leads to a transformative 365% improvement annually. This is the undeniable logic of the 1%. Chapter 5. A world-class morning is biologically impossible without the preceding foundation of a world-class evening. This is the pre-sleep ritual of the elite. To command the 5 a.m. hour with high-voltage energy, your preparation must begin at 8 p.m. the night before. This is the period of digital detoxification. You must disconnect from all blue light emitting devices, which act as neurotoxins to your sleep architecture by suppressing melatonin and keeping your brain in a state of artificial, sympathetic nervous system arousal. Instead, utilize this time for the second wind of recovery. Immersion in light reading, warm hydrotherapy, or profound connection with your inner circle. Review your day with a lens of gratitude, celebrate your 5 wins, and preload your mind with your first 5 victories for tomorrow. This process empties the cognitive working memory, allowing for deep, stage 4 restorative sleep where your brain literally cleanses itself of metabolic waste. The elite understand that sleep is not a luxury or a sign of weakness. It is the fundamental basis of neurogenesis, emotional regulation, and cognitive performance. If you compromise your sleep, you are sabotaging your legacy. You cannot lead like a lion if you are resting like a sheep. You must respect the darkness of the night if you wish to conquer the light of the morning. Chapter 6. The ultimate realization of the 5 a.m. Club is the transition from the ego system to the ecosystem. This is the profound shift from a life centered on self-interest and status to a life dedicated to service-centered leadership and global impact. True wealth is not measured by the accumulation of assets or the applause of the crowd, but by the magnitude of the value you contribute to the collective. The sovereign command is to live a life that leaves a permanent mark on history. When you cultivate your 4 interior empires, you aren't just increasing your productivity. You are expanding your capacity for compassion, courage, and inspired action. You become a beacon of excellence in a world that is often dark, chaotic, and directionless. Excellence is not a destination you reach. It is a standard of being you maintain every second. It is the commitment to being uncommon amongst the uncommon. The world does not need more followers of trends or consumers of content. It needs more leaders who have the discipline to master their own souls before they attempt to influence the world. The era of the amateur is over. The era of the mastery seeker has arrived. Discipline is the only currency that buys the freedom to live on your own terms. It is the bridge between your current existence and your highest potential. You have the blueprint, the rituals, and the formula. The question is no longer whether you can be great. It is whether you have the courage to wake up and claim it. The age of the amateur is ending. The age of the mastery seeker has arrived. Discipline is the only currency that buys you freedom. It is the bridge between your current reality and your ultimate potential. You have the blueprint, the rituals, and the formula. The question is no longer whether you can achieve greatness. It is whether you are willing to wake up and claim it. Excellence is found in the stillness of the dawn. Thank you for experiencing this masterclass on the 5 a.m. Club here at NextaudiobookShorts. If you are ready to reclaim your morning and join the ranks of the elite, ensure you are subscribed. We provide the high-density wisdom required for an elite life. Tomorrow morning, when the alarm goes off, do not hit snooze. That is the first test of your character. Comment below, Victory Hour, to signal your entry into the club. Stay disciplined. Stay elite. We'll see you at 5 a.m.